Hi, I'm Karen with the Clearview Library District, and this is Crafty Tales. Today we have a story about some clever little mice that use shapes to trick a cat. When we're done with our story, we're going to make a craft bookmark, and we're going to use shapes to make a little mouse on it. Let's begin our story. The name of the book is Mouse Shapes, written by Ellen Walsh. The mice were running from the cat. "Hurry," said Violet. "Let's hide in here," said Martin. After a while, Fred said, "I think we lost him." "Look, we've been hiding in shapes," said Violet. "We can make things with them. Here's a square. A triangle on top makes a perfect house for a little mouse." "A triangle and a rectangle make a tree," said Martin, "and this circle is the sun." "But these triangles are different," said Fred. "Triangles are tricky," said Violet, "but any shape with three sides is a triangle." Fred put two circles on a rectangle. "It's a wagon for the little mouse in the house," he said. "Two diamonds make a book for the little mouse to read," said Violet. "Here's one oval, two circles, and 8 triangles," said Martin. "It's a fish." "Watch out, the cat likes fish," said Violet. "Hey, let's make the cat," said Fred. Violet put on the eyes and the nose, and Fred stuck on the ears, and Martin added teeth. "It looks just like the real cat," he said, "only better." Just then the real cat pounced, and the mice ran away. And they didn't come back until the cat was gone. "That cat's too sneaky," said Violet. "If only we were bigger." "I have an idea," said Fred. The clever mice got to work. Soon they made 3 big scary mice. They are pretty scary. And surprised the cat. The cat ran away fast. "What a scaredy cat," said Violet. "Now what can we make for the little mouse in the house?" "It's time for lunch," said Fred. "Let's make him some Swiss cheese." So they did. That's the end of the story. And now let's go and make our little mouse bookmark. The mice in our story use shapes to trick a cat. But let's make some shapes for ourselves that we're going to make into a bookmark. In order to do that, we're going to have to find some shapes around the house, particularly some circles. So this is the top of a spice jar, a really big spice jar. Here's a smaller top off of a vitamin jar. I found some little tapes that I can make smaller shapes, and even the end of a marker to make even a smaller circle. To make the shapes that have straight lines, I have a ruler, so we can make squares, rectangles, and triangles with a ruler. You'll also need a scissors to cut out your shapes. You'll need your pencil to trace the shapes onto paper, and you'll need a glue stick to glue your shapes onto a bookmark. I found some really pretty colors in my scrap box of colored paper. So I have some purple and orange and yellow and red and brown and green. And for my bookmark, I found a piece of thicker paper called cardstock, and that helps the bookmark to hold together and hold all the glued shapes on. So let's start. I'm going to use a purple piece of paper for my mouse body, and the body is going to be the big circle, and here I've traced the big circle onto my purple paper. I've got 2 ears to make out of smaller circles, so I'm going to use this cap for that and trace those next. Here's that. Next, for the eyes, I'm going to use yellow, and I'm going to use the inside of this shape to make small yellow circles. And I've got those right here. Finally, I'm going to use purple again for the little circles. So I don't want to mess up my big circle, but I'll put them right next to the big circle with this end of this pen. So I'm just make tiny little circles here for the middle of the eyes. And here's one more. And we're all done with our circles. Next, we need a mouse head. And in the book, the mouse head was a triangle. So let's make a triangle from our green paper. So I'll use my straight edge so that I can get a good triangle. And I'm going to mark it. You may need help with these shapes by getting a grown-up to help you make them. And then you can cut them out yourselves. But here's the mouse triangle. And I had one straight edge, so you see I made a triangle and traced it. Finally, let's see, brown. We're going to use brown for legs and arms. So we're going to have a skinny rectangle that I can cut pieces off for arms and legs. So there I went and I made a line along here that I can cut. I'm going to cut this triangle to show you what I'm doing here. And if you need the help of a grown-up, that's fine. A grown-up can help you cut these shapes out. But if you're big enough to use the scissors and you want to get better at it, it helps to keep practicing. So here's my little triangle. Now let's cut all of the shapes that we traced, and we'll go to the next step. Here are all the shapes I need to make a bookmark. I have a circle for a body. I have a triangle for a head. I have 2 smaller circles for ears, even smaller circles for eyes, and some very little rectangles for legs and arms, and I even cut out a square in case you wanted to use a square shape for a body instead of a circle. Finally, I have a big rectangle here, and that is the base of my bookmark. So you'll need one of those to glue all your shapes on. Let's start gluing our shapes. First of all, I'm going to glue the body shape, the big circle. And I'm going to get lots of glue on the whole back of it right here. And I'm going to put it kind of a little bit down here. Right like that. So there's room for the head. Do you see that? Now let's put the head on. Let's see if he's going to work first. Let's see. Yep, that's going to be just right. So I'm going to put some glue on the back of my triangle and get it over all of the back. Lots of glue so it covers the whole thing and it sticks really well. Now I'm going to put that head, and I'm going to make the top of the triangle even with the top of the bookmark. Let me see. Here we go. Like this. I have the triangle and the circle. Next, let's put ears on this mouse. So I'm going to put glue on the backs of my circles here. There's one ear. Here's another ear. Okay, I don't want to glue it to the paper underneath, so I've got to lift it up and let it dry just a little bit. Does it start to look like a mouse? I think so. Now we need eyes for this mouse, and so we're going to put glue evenly over the back of that circle for eyes, and the other circle. And then we're going to take our tiny circles and put them in for little eyeballs in the middle. There and here. Now let me show you this cute little bookmark. We've got a body, we've got ears, we have eyes. What else does it need? I think it needs some legs and arms. So we'll do that next. And I have these little brown triangles. They're rectangles, and I'm going to put them on to make legs and arms. So here's some arms, just like that. And just like this. And then on the bottom, our legs go on like that. And the other one like that. So here is my little mouse bookmark. I hope you had fun making bookmarks today. I know I did. And this is all for today, so I'll see you next time.